Alright, 1.3 definitions part 3. This time we're going to look at stratified sampling. Now, stratified, from the same root word that you get strata from, think about on the beach and you have different lines, different colors of dirt along the crest, right? So those are different strata, right? So that's a separation within things. So when we talk about stratified data, I have the same picture as my entire population, and I drew the lines in it so that it looks like strata. And what I've done is I've divided the population into some sort of grouping that makes sense. Now, this year, with all the elections that are going on, you think about all the different stratas being the different states or the different counties or something along those lines. All right, they're natural, or they're boundaries that make sense for your population. A lot of times you see demographics put up on age of the voter. Those are different strata that you would do things. Now, in order to save money and make sure that you have a better representation from each of these groupings, all right, you divide your population into strata, and then you do a random sample out of each of the strata, or as random as you can get it. Now, it's not truly random because you've divided your population up into strata, but it guarantees that you won't skip any certain demographic when you are doing your sampling. So, an example would be if you want to do a phone survey, you have your phone survey list broken up to different age categories associated with those phone numbers. That way you're not getting too many of an older generation who might be answering the phone. Right? And you set your sampling technique to be 5 people from each of these different groupings. That way you have an equal representation. Admittedly, that weighting that I said, 5 from each group, is way too tiny, and sometimes it'd be considered bias unless you're actually doing a true representation of the proportion of people in that strata for the entire population. But that's other bigger things we're not talking about now. For now, what I want you to get out of is stratified data is your population being divided into groups that make sense, and then you're going to be doing random samples for each, and I'm pointing to each of the strata here, each of the strata.